poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to take. Now, as I always say, you get two choices: the ability to faithfully settle in the life that has been set out for you, as well as the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see y'all too. So look, check this out. The title of this video is going to be on the fact that when you embody the energy of the destroyer, you know what I'm saying? Which is something you'll experience. Like, for instance, my grandmother used to always say to me, people are scared of you, people are scared of you. And in my mind, I'm thinking that she's saying that because this is after I got out of prison, you know? So the stigmatism on that is, you know what I'm saying, a person is violent. You feel me? They're going to hurt them in some type of way. So they're judging me from that. That's what I thought. But then, as I grow more into who I am, I'm realizing that when you embody the energy of destroying anything that doesn't fit, you know what I'm saying, the current reality, especially for someone of my caliber, it's almost as if, like, I have to move right. You know what I'm saying? I can't do anything that goes against anything, because it will put me in the bracket of the people who actually go out here and commit spiritual crimes using other people's energy, right? So when you embody an energy that's authentic, you know what I'm saying, you basically naturally destroy things that do not align with your energy. You know what I'm saying? And that is a threat to people that have never experienced that, or have been told that you wouldn't be able to survive after all the attacks they have sent your way. You know what I'm saying? Because it breaks down systems that were basically surviving off of illusion. These people knew exactly what they were doing. That's why when you came into view, or when you start to expose who you truly are, you know what I'm saying, it kind of frightens them, because in their mind, they were told that the attacks they sent your way would make it so you weren't be able to survive and catch on to the game that's being played. You know what I'm saying? So when you start speaking a certain level of intelligence, because again, you have to understand, for somebody like me, I'm not scared. Nobody scares me. You know what I'm saying? I have this willingness to be 1,000% with you. I'm not gonna lie to you because you don't scare me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you the truth. And so when I start speaking in a language that they can't comprehend, their best piece of advice, or anything that they know how to do, is to get away. When you can't understand something, you want to get away. And that's just coming from someone who has experience in dealing with energy. Like, in relationships, for me, where they got too toxic, and the arguing is just getting out of control and we ain't getting nowhere, I want to leave. You know what I'm saying? To de-escalate, calm the situation down, and then come back and try to fix it. Some people can't handle that. You know what I'm saying? And then some people have never experienced your level of intelligence. The things you say out your mouth completely defies logic. The questions that you ask, you know what I'm saying? The things that you were never supposed to know scares people. You know what I'm saying? Because in their mind, they're like, damn, how were you able to break through the box of something that was supposed to be hidden? You know what I'm saying? And they'll do anything to try to go against what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, currently, I know that there's a certain target that people target out here. You know what I'm saying? Because it's made for them to believe that these people have been stripped of everything. So they'll be the first ones to commit crimes. They'll be the first ones, you know what I'm saying, to trespass. They'll be the first ones to hurt people, not realizing what they're doing is shifting the blame away from people like executives and people in positions of power that are also being stripped of everything that they knew, and giving them more leverage to be able to commit crimes without no repercussions. You got to think about it. I'm just going to be real. Everybody knows about it. The president is a felon. He did absolutely no jail time. Nobody is even thinking about that shit. You know what I'm saying? People can care less. They're in a state of distress because life ain't going good for them. So when the tables turn on people and they don't know how to handle their living situation, you got to think nothing else matters. You know what I'm saying? But them trying to figure out who to target to figure out why their life is going to shit. You know what I'm saying? And the only way to diffuse the situation, to pull the level of, you know what I'm saying, guiltiness away from me, is to send these people to go after a certain group. You know what I'm saying? To target them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to be real. It's usually my culture people. They have been targeting us like that for so long because we were the first ones to be a victim of our own mind. So we going to strip everything that we use to benefit and profit off of them, put them more in distress to create a bigger and better system. So it's really up to you to be better than you were yesterday, to outbeat that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's exactly what they're trying to do. You feel me? But when you have this certain level of intelligence and you start speaking things that they don't expect you to know, basically because they judged you from your outside appearance, because a lot of people are focused on appearance. Your appearance defies who you are. I don't even care about the logic or the things you know in your head, because the first thing I see is your appearance, and I judge you based off of what I've been trained to know. You know what I'm saying? Listen, again, like I said, I don't give a fuck because I'm not scared. I'm going to tell the truth and I'm going to speak facts. And once you start getting too in depth, they don't even know what to do. They just don't want to even involve themselves with you. Yeah, because I know the truth. People be trying to throw information at you like you're supposed to be scared. You feel me? When you're smart enough to outbeat, you feel me, any of these laws and rules that they have, because that is not what you've been sent here to do. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of people, like I said, who can't go without certain things in life. So you got to think, like I said in the past video, if I've been someone who's figured out how to bring in the bacon and ignore my dark persona, but now it's being exposed and I'm losing money, I am going to not be able to how to handle that, especially when I built my reputation up off of that. So I could easily say, hey, go towards this group of people, dress up as them, commit a crime, and no one would ever look my way. You know what I'm saying? No one would ever point the finger at me because of the high level of power that I have. You know what I'm saying? But listen, when everybody has to catch their own back, it's almost as if now we can't be worried about you. We got to be worried about ourselves. You feel me? Because this is not just hitting a certain group, it's hitting everybody now. Like a tsunami. You know what I'm saying? And then over time it will be exposed. But you got to think, a lot of these people just, they can't handle the pressure of sticking up for someone that they've been told to target. You feel me? So you got to kind of like continue to work on yourself and let it take its course. You feel me? Because people will not stand up for what's right. They stand up for who they like. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Because the truth is a lot of life that people don't want to look at. Because the lie is just so much more comfortable. You feel me? So, again, standing in your level of power and realizing now that who I truly am is a destroyer. And not directly, but then sometimes it is directly, because I'm not going to sugarcoat. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is when you come for me. When you come for me, you feel me? Because you've been told to target my energy and I become innocent, I'm snitching on everybody that's guilty. That just makes them mad and confused, because they're like, listen, it took us a minute to actually discover the fact that they're innocent. You feel me? They didn't do anything wrong, but we really have been doing things wrong, and this person can see through it. You feel me? So why is it that we don't understand not to come for that person? But they soon will find out, you know what I'm saying, in due time, you know what I'm saying? And they're either going to get more mad, but then it's kind of like, when you know who you are, you don't take that personally, because it's like, listen, you came for me and I wasn't doing anything wrong. You labeled me and then you got mad when, you feel me, that energy came back. You get back what you put out. You know what I'm saying? So it's really a reflection of you not being mad at me, but being mad at yourself, because you made a choice. You know what I'm saying? So I never asked for this. You know what I'm saying? It just comes with the territory. And I actually, quite frankly, I say that because I need people to understand that there is a universe. There is a God, Allah, whatever you choose to pray to. There is something unseen that watches, that whether you believe or not, you should. Spirituality, whatever you want to call it, a mix of a lot of things. Your choices matter. Who you are matters. So for me, being able to just like see through people and give people chances, and sometimes people be so hurt by their own life that they chose to use my energy as a form of cover up and abuse for who they truly were. At some point, a person gets sick and tired, and then it's discovered who they truly are. You know what I'm saying? But it's a world that people don't speak on because it's not displayed in verbal. It's displayed in energy. Who you are, your principles, your morals. When you think nobody's watching you, I promise, when your energy vibrates high, it's somebody watching you. You know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to see if you really are who you say you are. You know what I'm saying? Because before you can even get to that point, they're going to test you just to see. Because a lot of people claim to be somebody that they not. You know what I'm saying? And convince everybody that they're somebody that they're not. You know what I'm saying? So to be tested is where your strength lies. So for me to continue to be the same version of who I am, I'll be laughing. You feel me? But the tests come left and right all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be really thinking to myself, when I get to a point where I'm speaking my truth, because a lot of people will do things in life, you know what I'm saying, and think that because don't nobody say nothing, it's okay. I start speaking my truth. I start speaking up, and I start saying what I know, and then it's kind of like, damn, we wasn't expecting you to know that level of intelligence. You feel me? But again, it's also a understanding of realizing, like, leave me alone, you know, please. You feel me? Especially when I know deep down inside I'm not bothering anyone. I'm not giving anyone a hard time. But your energy is targeted for reasons that it's a destroyer to the system. It's a destroyer to everything that's been moving in the dark. It's a destroyer to people that rule this world in the dark. You know what I'm saying? And they have a recruited army that stands behind them and has everything they could ask for in life. So it doesn't matter if they were told to stand down. They will try it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Just to see, is this really real or not? Until, you feel me, the consequences are quite extensive. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I tell y'all this because it's insight into the world we living in. But in reality, I really don't gotta say shit. Not a goddamn thing. I don't gotta explain myself. I don't gotta overtalk nobody. I don't gotta do nothing. You feel me? Because the proof is in the energy. The same energy you give out is gonna be the same energy you get back. You know what I'm saying? But again, I don't know what it is about people, but a lot of people in life are targeted to people that don't bother nobody. Like, if someone is not bothering anyone, they're not committing any crimes, why would you intentionally bother them? Why you won't leave them alone and mess with the people that's actually doing something? Because people's brains are wired backwards. You know what I'm saying? It's to let people go who are committing crimes. You feel me? Because that's the world we live in. That's what fuels our pockets. And target the ones, you feel me, that's not doing anything. And try to figure out something we could blame on them. So we can keep our imaginary illusion of how we see life to keep playing out in reality. No, it's come correct or don't come at all. You feel me? I've been summoned to move correctly, period, through this whole thing. So when that chapter starts to close, there will be exactly no evidence pointed back to me. You know what I'm saying? But they'll make you and put you in positions to where you feel like you have to do that. So therefore, when the case is closed, they'll have someone to blame. Just really look around, pay attention. It's a lot of zombie-like homeless people that don't know what to do. and they're stealing and robbing and hurting people, and you feel me, it's basically centered on a collective. You know what I'm saying? And you got to think about it. Like, think about how when they target, should I say, my culture people, oh, he looked like the suspect because he either had on a hoodie or this or that. You feel me? And they intentionally shoot him and kill him or arrest him and send him to jail for something he didn't do. You know what I'm saying? But since he looked like the suspect, we had the ability to arrest him. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't want to be proven wrong, usually we can tie something to him to make him spend a day in jail so we never have to take accountability that was never our guy. Look, it's deep. It's deeper than what you can believe and fathom. You know what I'm saying? But it's time where people start to trust who they are or still fall into that illusion of that world. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm not going to toot my own horn and I'm not going to beep, but if I were you, I would be afraid of someone that can see through the illusion. You feel me? Because that's going to make you get your shit together. You feel me? And realize that you're always being monitored and watched. And if you think you're not, you're sadly mistaken. And now we're living in a day and age where the results of paying for something that you do wrong is going to be immediate. You're going to see an instant reaction in your life for coming for somebody just simply because you know you move in the dark. So don't do that. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So now I clearly understand why. No one wants to be around me. No one really wants to really be in my presence because they know that I'm gonna come through and destroy your whole little illusion. Now, the tide is changing a little bit. You feel me? I've come across a couple people, especially today, that's, you feel me, on the same thing I'm on. And they told me, they like, listen, you loyal to us, we're gonna be loyal to you. And they not even from here. You know what I'm saying? So they already know the game. You feel me? I love people like that already know what's up. You feel me? And they from the South. You feel me? So listen. Let me explain something to you. Move right or get stomped on. Because now's the day and age, the ones that took getting stomped on and not being able to get ahead in life is now doing the stomping. And we coming back for everything that's owed to us. So if you think coming for us because you've been sent to us because you can't handle your current reality is going to bring you justice when you know you're targeting someone for no reason, be prepared to reap the consequences. You feel me? And I'm not speaking for myself. I'm speaking for everybody out there that have been stomped on and now know who they are. So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.